Hello everyone, my name is Muskan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Jollity with Muskan. Today I have a guest with me whose name is Amay Girhe. He have done his MS in Data Science from Australia. So Amay, can you tell me about yourself and my audience as well?
Yeah. So I have recently finished my Master of Data Science degree from La Trobe University, which is in Melbourne. And I'm currently looking for jobs, and I'm here with Muskan.
So Amay, like the first question is, how did you decided to go to Australia only? Like there are so many universities, but why Australia?
Yeah,
And which the name of your university is?
La Trobe University.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I had four countries in mind. One is the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. For US, I was supposed to give GRE,
Mm-hmm.
but I was too lazy to do that.
Okay.
So I basically focused on Canada, UK, and Australia, which usually just ask for English language test.
Okay.
Uh, Talking about UK, when I was applying for universities, UK was just offering a temporary residency of 4 months after the completion of graduation. So if you are not able to find any job in UK, you have to go back to India. So I mean, UK was out of my mind.
Okay.
About Canada, it's very cold. I
Okay.
cannot take it. So my final decision was Australia.
Okay. And what is the entrance exam which you have given?
So basically, you can give only like two or three English language tests. One is IELTS, which I gave, and one is PT.
Okay. So have you joined any tuition classes in India for that?
No, actually, you don't require any tuition classes. So once you enroll for exam, uh, when I enrolled for my IELTS,
Hmm.
they give you a book where you can solve multiple sample question papers. So
Okay.
you get a brief idea about how exams will go and how you can proceed. So that's it. I didn't do any tuitions or anything. It's just a matter of 20-25 days.
Okay. And is your graduation CGPA matters for getting selected in universities for
Yes,
MS?
it does. It does. So basically, if you are looking for universities which fall in top 100 ranks
Hmm.
worldwide, then you should have CGPA 7 or above.
Hmm.
Plus, if you have a good CGPA 8 or above, you can go for scholarship. You can get some really good scholarship. Like in my uni, uh, there are some scholarship criterias. If you have 75% and above, you get 25% discount on or scholarship on per semester. If you have 70 above, you get 20%. If you have 65 above, you get 15%. So it's helpful.
Okay. And how you have applied to that university?
So when you do your application, you just have to send them your expression of interest, or you can contact some agent in your own city. Uh, I don't know whether I'm supposed to take name of the company through which I applied. So I'll just say I send my expression of interest through my agent,
Okay.
and then they take care of it. The thing is, you first get conditional offer letter where they ask for your IELTS mark sheet and completion of your bachelor's degree if you're
Hmm.
going for masters. And yeah, that's it. Then they give you final offer letter.
Okay. And like how can we get to that agent number and the websites?
So there are n number of agents. If you're talking about our city,
Our
you
city
might
as in
have,
Nagpur.
yeah,
Okay.
you might have heard of IDP, which
Okay.
they are the people who conduct IELTS. So
Okay.
basically, IELTS is conducted by two organizations. That one is IDP and one is British Council, which is from the UK side, uh, which which basically is much harder version of IELTS, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one called Krishna Consultancy. These are the two well-known companies which do that in our city.
Okay, and how much it will cost for you to do this entire masters?
So it basically varies depending on what country you're applying to. If I talk about Australia and my university, for me it was 17,500 per semester, but usually it increases after each year. I mean, the things which I was saying, it was increasing after each year, and it varies even in Australia. If you are applying for any government universities like Uni Melbourne or Australian National University, then they are much more expensive than La Trobe University, like 5,000-6,000 bucks more expensive than this one. So yeah, so it costs around 65,000 for the whole course.
Okay. How much the student needs to score in the entrance exam?
Yeah, good question. So when you are applying for any university, basically what they ask, if you are doing IELTS, they ask 6 in each band of IELTS, that is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. With yeah, no band less than 6. Or if you are doing PT, that is Pearson Test of English, they ask for 59 in each of these categories.
So is it difficult to get these many marks?
No, it's not at all difficult, because if you can speak basic English, if you have a basic knowledge of how to communicate, it's pretty easy to crack.
And like, what are the subjects you have in your MS?
Okay, so I'll just check out what specializations we offer. So in La Trobe University, they have 3 kind of specialization in data science. One is big data and cloud computing, one is bioinformatics, and one is analytical science. So what I did was big data and cloud computing specialization.
Okay.
So overall, if you talk about my course, we get to learn about computer science fundamentals like Python, R, Hadoop, Java, etc. And you get to know about mathematics and statistics through some electives, one of which we have to do mandatory. Then there are few data science specializations, like we have subjects called big data and cloud computing and stuff. Then you have to do one industry placement subject. I chose to do internship, where you can learn project management skills and stuff. And then there are some electives which you can choose from health science department or management department. Like if you are keen to learn about business analytics skill, then you can choose some things such as predictive analytics, custom analytics, visual analytics and stuff. So that is the structure of data science in La Trobe University.
Okay. So have you ever thought of doing like post-graduation or any certifications from India? Like when you were in India, not before applying or before thinking of doing this MS in data science?
So the one thing I would say, I'm not criticizing any Indian universities or any certifications, but what I learned here was I'm not sure how they teach, how Indian universities teach or while doing masters, but here what we get to learn in each subject is what's trending in industry in the recent time. So if you're learning Python, if you're learning data mining, if you're learning R, anything that is 100% relevant to what's going on right now in industry. So that is the one point which because of which I chose Australian University. And second thing is I like the work culture here. Basically in Australia you get paid for each hour. So if you compare it with India, if you're working on Saturdays and Sundays, because in India we get monthly payment, we are not
Right.
getting paid for those extra time which we are investing for the company. But in Australia, and the timings, work timings in Australia are morning 8 to evening 4. Then you get
Okay.
to spend time with your family. You have off on Saturdays and Sundays. So basically, all these things, because of which I chose to study in Australia, so that I could get a chance to explore uh, some
Other
industrial
things.
experience here. Yeah. So
Right.
that is one important thing.
Okay. And what are the challenges which you have faced while doing this?
So challenges. When I came here, I didn't know anyone, like,
Right.
and
No friends, nothing.
no friends, nothing. The worst thing is I didn't know how to cook. I just
Oh,
learned how to make dal and rice. That's it.
acha.
So in the first 1 or 1.5 month, I only used to have rice, dal, rice, yogurt. It's really difficult. In my house, I have four maids, one for dishwashing, one for cleaning and stuff. Here we have to do all the things which my four maids used to do, along with studies,
Studies.
assignment, and then part-time jobs as well. So
Right.
it's really difficult in the initial stage, but once you're used to it, it's all good.
Okay, okay. So obviously whenever we go, like in India also, when we go in some other city, we face a lot of problems. So you have changed the entire country. So definitely
Yeah,
you have to face a lot of problem there.
yeah,
But yeah, that
like
journey was really good, right? You will get to
yeah.
learn a lot of things.
Like if you consider the situation in India, if you're going to do masters in India in some other city, at least you can afford to get a tiffin service from
Right,
somewhere.
right.
It's not the situation here.
Okay. So
That's
like
the
out of India, whenever you go anywhere, you have to
yeah.
manage everything by yourself. You have to be independent and you know how to do all the things at the same time, right?
It's
So
really
you become
challenging.
right.
It's
Very
really challenging.
productive you
But
can become.
yeah, the most important thing is you learn everything. You learn time management. You learn so many other skills other than what you are here to learn about. But yeah, I mean, it's really good experience l- learning in some other country. That's all I would say.
Okay. And like how do you manage your expenses? And like you are living in a good place, right? So how do you manage everything?
So it's really difficult to save until and unless you don't have a full-time job here.
Okay.
It's pretty expensive in Australia. So I usually do part-time job. I I was doing a sales team leader job previously for past 6-7 months, but after COVID-19, our company had to face, I mean, many issues, so we
Hmm.
had to stop working.
Hmm.
Afterwards, I started doing other part-time jobs.
Okay.
Like there are some part-time jobs like Uber, which is really famous here. Like
Okay.
any international students, any student from Europe, from Asian countries, from I mean anywhere, India, Pakistan, who
Right.
comes here, basically when they start doing any job, they do Uber. It pays
Okay.
well. Yeah.
Okay. So, is any relevant work experience or any kind of work experience is needed? Like, is there any criteria that you need a work experience before applying
But
for any master's university, any in any university?
okay, it depends on what course you're doing. Like if you are doing MBA, some of the universities they ask for relevant experience. But if you are doing data science, I'm specifically talking about Latrobe now. If you're doing data science, uh, they expect you to have a basic programming language knowledge. But
Okay.
when you come here, if you wish to do from the start. If you wish to choose subjects like Java and database fundamentals and stuff, so you can do it from the scratch. But usually they don't ask for any experience while applying for job for the data science course. But if you're talking about MBA, I would say some university does. Yeah, they ask
Okay.
for experience.
So it means that you just need to know the basics of all the subjects, like the coding, the programming, and machine learning and everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
Okay. And have you like done any projects, or have you worked on any data sets before joining the Latrobe, or you have learned all the things here only?
Yeah. So Python, R, and everything was completely new to me. So I didn't actually work before coming here on
Okay.
these platforms, but I have worked on SQL.
Okay.
So it wasn't necessary like you do any projects and stuff, because when you enroll in any university here, you get to, I mean, the assignments which you do are equivalent to one project. So
Okay.
you get n number of assignments, so n number of projects you do here. So you don't need to do any projects before coming here.
And what type of assignments you get to do there?
So it again depends on the type of course you're doing. For data science, you have to, I mean, there are some coding assignments. Then if you are doing some visual analytics course, then you have to work on Power BI or SAS,
Right.
or like there are different things. And the most important thing is, after every assignment you have to create a report for that assignment.
Okay.
So that is the whole thing. So usually uh, the universities outside India, they majorly focus on assignments rather than focusing on theoretical exams.
Right.
So for me, there were some subjects where I only used to have assignments but no exams. But for some of the subjects, they have open book tests, or
Okay.
like the exams are really easy here,
Okay.
but assignments are tough, and they usually take it really seriously.
So is it
Assignment.
worth of doing MS, or the people who really want to just think about doing MS but end up doing any courses or any like post graduation in India? So like, is that better? So what is your opinion in that?
Okay. So I would answer your first. I would like to answer your first question. Like I once, the first question was whether to do MS or not. So yeah, I mean you should go for MS, because what you don't learn in your bachelor's degree, you get to learn in master's degree. Because when I was doing my bachelor's, or there are so many people which I know here, when they were doing bachelor's degree, they didn't learn as much as they learned during master's course.
Right.
So it's really, I mean, helpful to do master's course. You just have to spend 2 years of your life. Then I mean, yeah, it's a plus. Master's degree is a plus.
Okay. And I've seen in your LinkedIn that you have done internship as well somewhere in Australia
Yeah,
only. So how
yeah.
did you apply there? Like, if in like आगे चल के भी whenever you want to apply for any job, so what will be your strategy to apply for those things?
Okay. So for the internship, as I told you earlier, we have a subject called industry placement, which is
Okay.
a mandatory one, where you have the opportunity to do internship or work on any project. So you can do internship on campus or off campus, depending on whether you want to find internship on your own, or you want your university to help you out in it. So I was doing my internship basically on campus.
Okay.
It was about a it was for a health science department.
Okay.
So it was a research project which I was working on.
So, Amay, any advice for the students who are currently, have a very 50-50 mindset of
Yeah.
whether we should go for MS or not? So, what do you advise? What is your advice to them?
So, what I would suggest to these students is first to keep your mind clear. If you want to do it, you should do it. You should go for it. There shouldn't be any second thought, because if you are confused, then it's not a yes for you. So
Okay.
if you are thinking about that, I would work for some time and then go and do MS. So it doesn't work like that. If you really wish to have one more degree, uh, and it's in your mind right away that I have to do a degree, you should do it right away. That's what I would suggest, because it
Obviously, after doing,
yeah, it rarely happens. Like a person who is doing job gets back to education once he starts.
right.
So that's what I would suggest. Like if you wish to do degree, do it right away.
Okay. So it was really nice talking to you, and I will mention the your LinkedIn in my description so
Yeah,
that people can reach you out, and if they have any other doubts, so they can clear those things from you.
of course, no problem.
Okay. And how was your experience coming to my channel and talking to me?
It was wonderful. I usually see your videos. I follow the things you say. I implement some of those things, not some of those,
Okay.
most of the things. So it's
Okay.
really fun. It was really fun talking to you. I was going to ask you about, let's make some video regarding data science. Even I'm interested in doing that. I'm curious to do my first YouTube video. It's
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Muskan.